بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد، والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين، واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved ones, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We said that one of the indications of Arif is when when the Ma'rifah, the one who has Ma'rifah, when will the Arif cross this barrier? There's this nafs, even nafs for the Urafa, like Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, who's the Sayyid of the Arifin, top. But still there is a nafs, there's a barrier. You see, it's a transparent, like I mentioned, the windshield. Okay, the windshield still it's transparent, but still it's a barrier. It's not go through. So Amir al-Mu'minin has this nafs, salamullah alayhi, still. He is looking for that moment when he's out of this nafs. His ruh is out of this nafs. His ruh is out of this body. And he's that in that realm where there's nothing between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so that is the moment that is called liqa. That means he is without, he feels the direct existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's dhat, okay, and without anything in between him and dhat. So that is the day where Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam is looking forward to. And that is the arif. For the urafa, the one who has the ma'rifat, they have this, when will they leave this system and be in that system where they will be in the maximum proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's presence. Okay, so this is because they love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much. Like someone who's engaged to someone, okay, a guy who's engaged to a girl, he's looking forward, when will that day come when we will get married and be together? When will that day? When will that day? When will that day? Because he loves her and she loves him so much. They're anxiously waiting for that day. So that's the marriage day. Now, this is a material love, and it could be intellectual, physical, and metaphysical, and spiritual also, as I mentioned previously. But at this moment, I'm just giving an example that if two things, they love each other. So the beloved ones, they want to be together. So their barrier is removed, then only they can be together. So Amir al-Mu'minin wants to be in that realm where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is there, where Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha is there. So Amir al-Mu'minin salamullahi alayhi has this death is nothing but a sweet thing for him. Remember his grandson Qasim in Karbala when Imam Hussein alayhi salam asked him, okay, so how do you perceive death? He said, more sweeter than the honey. Qasim, Akbar, all these people, they have this great understanding that death is nothing but a barrier, which if we cross, we come to that realm of pleasure. Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam in Karbala also, in some of the narrations, he mentioned to the companions that this death is nothing. Like tomorrow, day of Ashura, we are going to cross this barrier and be in a world which is much more better than this world, where they will feel the pleasure of Allah, and Allah being pleased with them and they being pleased with Allah. So this is what Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayhi, the spirit of Amir al-Mu'mineen is longing, because the nafs is pure. He's seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means feeling the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeing Allah with his heart on regular basis in every moment. Now the problem is that he wants to be in that realm, and his test is to be in this realm, in the realm of this world. And this is the nafs, this is the death, the crossing is left. So he's looking forward to. He's not afraid of death, because death is nothing for him. So what is happening here? There is going to be pain, but after that pain is relieved. So when we cry on the pain of Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. Look at how he presents the death when he was on the deathbed. It is mentioned in one of the narrations that in Mawsu'at al-Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, encyclopedia of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, that when Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was hurt, was struck by Ibn Muljam Mal'un's sword, then Asad al-Amiri, then the companions, they come to Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. So Amr ibn the Mur, he asks Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. He says, أرني الضربة يا أمير المؤمنين. قلت يا أمير المؤمنين أرني الضربة. Amir al-Mu'mineen is in a difficult stage. You see, he's feeling pain, and we feel pain for pain of Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. So Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi uncovers the injury. The injury was deep and it was so painful because Ibn Muljam La'anahullah, he says, I purchased the most expensive poison and I kept it on my sword. The poison which never goes, which never fades. Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi, he said that I have been struck with so many strikes. So many people, they tried to kill me in the wars and the poisons and this. But this strike, there is nothing like it. The poison which is spreading in my body. It's so painful for Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. So he says that when Amir al-Mu'mineen uncovered the injury, it was massive. So look what Amir al-Mu'mineen says. That is the arif. That is the marifat. That is the love of Allah. That is the grandfather of the more sweeter than the honey. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, Khadish wa laysa bishay. It is just a scratch. It's nothing. And he said, Inni mufariqukum. I am leaving you. فبكت أم كلثوم من وراء الحجاب. Kulthum cries from behind the curtain. فقال لها اسكتي, and he says, silence كلثوم, silence. فلو ترين ما أرى لما بكيتي. If you would have seen what I see now, the curtains are being removed, and Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam is seeing things which are pleasing Amir al-Mu'mineen. Yet there is so much pain, but Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam is pleased. فقلت يا أمير المؤمنين ماذا ترى? She said, Oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, what do you see, Oh Amir al-Mu'mineen? قالت هذه الملائكة وفود والنبيون. I see delegations of angels receiving me and the prophets. وهذا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. And this is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He's saying, he's telling me, Ya Ali, Abshir, O Ali, glad tidings to you. Good news. فما تصير إليه خير مما أنت فيه. What you are coming to, the realm you are coming in, is much better than the realm which you are. Obviously, from time to time, this great treasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah, no one valued Amir al-Mu'mineen except for very few people. This great treasure, he kept telling them, ask me before you lose me. The time of losing Amir al-Mu'mineen is there. It is the time when Amir al-Mu'mineen will leave this world. Unfortunately, the people of this world, they did not benefit from Amir al-Mu'mineen the way it was supposed to. He's asking them, Saluni qabla an tafqiduni. Ask me before you lose me. But they used to bring petty questions, foolish questions. Very rarely people, they ask him valuable questions. And this was the treasure. They neglected the treasure. They neglected his truthfulness and piety. And they left him and they sold him to Muawiyah. And people like Muawiyah. And then people, they can damn Amir al-Mu'mineen. And Amir al-Mu'mineen is the purest creation of Allah on the earth. And then the Khawarij came to them, and even people from around Amir al-Mu'mineen, they were doubting in Amir al-Mu'mineen. They kept doubting. And that's why, what's the use of a treasure being on the earth? and no one values that treasure except for few. So it is better for Amir al-Mu'mineen to leave this world. But the beloved ones of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Salamullah alayhi, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Zainab alayhi salam, Kulthum, Abul Fadl al-Abbas, al-Baneen, all these people, they will miss Amir al-Mu'mineen. The orphans of Kufa, they will miss Amir al-Mu'mineen. He was the father of all the orphans of Kufa and orphans of the Muslim community. So that is why the Prophet told him, wherever you are going now, it's better for you from wherever you are. And Sheikh al-Mufid mentions about Asbagh ibn Nabata. He says when Asbagh ibn Nabata, when Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam was struck, we went to see Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi. And we when we came there, we sat beside the door and we were hearing the cries of the household of Amir Mu'mineen crying. Imam Hassan alayhi salam came out, and Imam Hassan says, "Oh Asbagh, Amir Mu'mineen is telling you, leave to your houses." So people they left the house of Amir Mu'minin. But Asbagh bin Nabata, the loyal companion of Amir Mu'minin, says, I stood there and people they started crying more and more. So I started crying. Imam Hassan alayhi salam says, didn't I tell you Asbagh to leave? فقلت لا والله يا ابن رسول الله. No, by God, I will not leave. O son of messenger of Allah. ما تتابعني نفسي. Whatever my nafs is like fearing and its recurrent fear is there and I don't want to leave here. ولا تحملني رجلي. So my nafs does not allow me. My feet are not moving from this place until I see Amir al-Mu'mineen. So he said, okay, wait, O Asbagh. So Imam Hassan alayhi salam goes inside and comes out, and then he comes out after a while and he said he told me, come in at Asbagh. فدخلت على أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام وهو مستند معصوب الرأس بعمامة صفراء. So he comes inside and he sees Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. He's reclining on a pillow. His head is covered and strapped totally. And then there was the amama, which was in yellow color. Now this yellow color is the poison or the pail or the medicine. However, there was bleeding, and this bleeding has caused this color. So, قد نزف واصفر وجهه. Now, Amir, he says of Asbagh bin Nabata, I saw the face of Amir al-Mu'mineen pale, like yellowish. I don't know that his amama was more yellow or the face was more yellow. ما أدري وجهه أصفر أم العمامة. أكببت عليه فقبلته وبكيت. Well, I felt myself on Amir al-Mu'mineen and I started kissing him and I started crying. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, لا تبكي يا أسبغ. Oh Asbagh, don't cry. فإنها والله الجنة. For it is by God, it is paradise. فقلت له جعلت فداك. May my life be sacrificed to you, Amir Mu'mineen. I know that you are going into the paradise. I'm sure about that. إني أعلم والله أنك تصير إلى الجنة. وإنما أبكي لفقداني إياك يا أمير المؤمنين. I'm crying. You know why I'm crying, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen? Because I will lose you. I will miss you, Amir al-Mu'mineen. And similarly, the whole world people of Kufa, they will miss Amir al-Mu'mineen. The Mu'mineen will miss Amir al-Mu'mineen. And especially one last words of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Normally, when people they get accident, they get disturbed, they get like agitated, they get into a different state, they need somebody to come and help. But Imam Ali alayhi salam, when he was struck by Ibn Muljam, what did he say? Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba. I have succeeded. Finally, that day came, which I was waiting for this day long time ago. The day came when I'm going to leave this world. The world who have betrayed me, deceived me, hurt me, tortured me. Every moment there were problems after problems from people of Kufa, from Nahrawan, from Muawiyah, from the Muslim community. Since the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Amir al-Mu'mineen was in distress. Today is the day when Amir al-Mu'mineen is going to leave the world and will leave Mu'mineen orphans. Wa musibatah wa madlumah. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين والعاقبة للمتقين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. Inshallah, we will continue our session on martyrdom of Imam Ali alayhi salam and more lessons of Marifat from Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib in our upcoming session. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
शहीद